When my dad and I became close, we did the thing where you and I did when we first met. I was like, oh, you're one of me.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of bottomed out at 25 or 26, broke up with a girlfriend in New York, did a very stupid project called Project Joke, which is never finished and terrible, had no money and asked if I could live with him.
In Chicago.
In Chicago, in his condo. And we just started hanging and becoming buds. And he would say things like, can I give you business advice? And I'd go, sure. And he would go, you talk about everything like it's a team. Everybody you know is on your team. He's an actor. You're going to all break in as 50 guys. It's boxing. You go in there. You win. You get the prize. Not everybody. And I was like, oh, you're such a capitalist. That's so wrong. It is a team. But I was like, interesting. So when you were talking before of like, you want to win and you get stuff, and then that one animal you said, who's going to win? That's generation. That's the stuff he would be telling me. If you,
by the way, I was with you.
Yes.
I was us.
Yeah, always.
I've been disappointed by the lack of us.
Same.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist. But
I know.
But when it's us and you don't protect you, the us turns on you.
Yeah. And it's also funny. Whenever they write books about scenes of like the second, whatever, no one ever says that person's an. They never say like there wasn't much. There was some camaraderie, but it was an inch deep.
Yes, 100% right.
It wasn't like this is every man for himself.
But it's us in looking back, because you go looking back. I actually do love all you guys.
Yeah.
Like it was a really great era. Yeah. But in the time, it's eat what you kill.
Yeah, and it's from my point of view, I can't be mad at the people who weren't us.
Yeah, same.
Who didn't want to be on the us, because like that wasn't their conception of it. But
also it doesn't exist. So my dad taught me that. So when I came out to LA, I had that idea. So I had my fantasy of what I thought it was. I really thought you form one team and you do, the movies
Scorsese
with
and De Niro.
Yes, but with everything.
Yep.
That I wanted to work with the same people every time, no new people. And then when people can grow into the group, then they can be involved in.
Yeah.
And when I got out here, I thought like, and I was doing it a little bit, I'd work with the same directors. And then you just start going like, we're all just we like each other.
Right.
We have affection for each other. But if we do this thing and we're improvising it and writing it together and blowing it up and doing this thing and you pop, you have to ask me to come with you. And I was like, so it's your thing. So I'm just helping you with your thing. And I'm happy to do it. But I did view this shit as our thing. And you go, oh, that's just, and you're not a snake. This is just what it is, man.
Did you were you over that by the time New Girl started?
No, New Girl was really early for me. So
okay. So you were still on some us shit.
Oh, yeah. So New Girl was the big,
that must have been
New Girl was the
lesson.
New Girl was the brick hitting my head, and I was finally like, oh, this is the childhood dream you always wanted, but it doesn't feel the way you think it's going to feel.
Right.
And you go, but I always wanted to be on a TV show. I always wanted to do this thing.
And then you go, we're Ted Danson and George Ratzinger.
He meant George Wendt.
Close.
Yeah. But even, honestly, for me.
People from Cheers, if you're young, it's this show called Cheers, two of the characters.
But what it was even more that was really weird and really just probably a lack of understanding it was, because I liked the whole cast. It was fun. We did so many bits. It was easy. I liked the crew. It wasn't a fantasy. It was work.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize in terms of the us, and I really believed that this was a way to do a life without working. It was you're on set, you're doing bits, you're having fun. And then I realized, it's your job to make it seem fun.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a day I had really bad food poisoning and I just felt terrible.
Yeah.
And so there was a scene where my character had to like eat a bunch of hamburgers on a couch. And honestly, it was going to explode out of every hole.
Mm-hmm.
And up to that point with everything I had done, I'm doing a live show.
We only pictured your asshole, by the way. No one pictured your mouth. Just FYI.
Okay.
I think I know you're fine with it.
Somebody right now watching this while eating goes like,
come on, man.
My burrito just finished.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
So,
ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm
the sir's
so
fine.
sexist.
The sir's fine. He's going like this.
Yeah. Oh.
It's gross. Most of the women are fine too.
Yeah.
There's a few sensitive folks.
Did you? Okay, and then.
But so here's what happened on that. So I had a talk with one of the producers who was really nice, who said, we can't get around this. So with it, we can't come back here. We have to do it today. And I had a moment where I realized, like, it doesn't matter how I feel. It's my job to make this really fun and funny for people, but it's not really fun and funny for me. And my dream is when you're on set and you're doing bits and it's really fun for you. But I also realized in that era, that's irrelevant. Your feelings about doing it, when you do press, it's, we had the best time.
Yeah.
Well, in it, you might be pushing through and slanging through and your brain's not working or somebody else's brain or the work's not working or the writer feels you challenge it. When we were talking at the end of mine where I was like, one of the reasons I haven't taken a job is I don't want to get into the fight again. I'll get a script. I'll talk to somebody. They'll pitch me the movie. I'll feel excited about it. I'll be like, I think I could do this. I like you. I like this. I'll read the script. I'll get to page 5. My character will have a joke that I'm not going to say. Well, in the past, I would still say yes. And I'll be like, we'll just figure it out in the hotel room. They'll hate me.
Yeah.
They'll think he's fucking controlling. He's not as funny as he thinks he is. I'll think they're a fucking hack. They think they're a genius. We'll get in this whole thing. We'll find a middle ground. And in post, they'll text and be like, I think we found it, brother.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, love you, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
meanwhile, they were mad at you.
The whole time.
You didn't want to do the
And
bit.
I was mad at them.
You were pissed at them. They're pissed at you. And even if they find it, you're kind of like,
yeah, but like
it wasn't a good experience.
It was difficult to put. Then one of the cast members really hates one of them. Then somebody, and you're like, you're in this whole drama-filled thing. And in the past, there just wasn't that much stuff. So you did it, but it would affect culture and people would see it. Now you're like, we did all that and then it disappeared on one of the apps that I'm not sure is a real app.
Yeah.
It might just be advertisement for other products they're doing. And they're not going to release their numbers because literally nobody on planet Earth watched it.
You're talking about the amount. You used to be able to do you had to do all this work and it was kind of worth it. And now you do the same amount of work and the shit evaporates.
And then you go, so what it's really about is having a fun time. Well, having a really fun time does not equate to good work. So then you're like, so what we're essentially pitching each other is go to camp and do archery. Well, I would rather be home with my kids than do archery with you fools.
Yeah.
I don't know you guys that well.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not going to do archery in another state. So can we do archery in my backyard while my kids are in school?
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says that there's a high pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green screen.